It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee right here on Backchannel. Backchannel, the only place where you can watch, listen to, and interact live with hosts. And you're watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your morning Jam. James Arthur M. I forgot the rest of my name.
You sure are, but you did it. You were like, hold on, there's more to that. Is my name Morning Jam? Maybe it is. And I am Renee Colbert.
Yes, you are all day, every day. And specifically, y'all, we are here every morning from 7 to 9 a.m. helping y'all to get on up. It's a fabulous thing. We love it. We love it so much.
We sure do. We sure do. And to get here, all you have to do is say to your trusty device, open Backchannel, and we will be right here. That's how you do it. You can also comment, James. Did you know that?
That's the best. I did know that, actually, because this is week 2, and I've figured it out. That they can interact. So I want to give a shout out to, look who we have here on the Get On Uppers this morning. Freddie from Louisiana, returning from last week. Freddie, hello. Good morning. Hello.
Happy
Nathan from Texas.
Friday.
Lorna from Alabama. Isaac from North Carolina. Abigail from Oklahoma. I mean, it's like, it's the whole gamut. It's everyone is here. Michael from Virginia is here. I mean, it's just it's so great. And Isaac, it's their first time on Backchannel here.
Isaac,
welcome.
Happy to see you. This is a good crew right here, James. We got a good crew. That's what we've got.
Yeah,
sure do.
And as Renee was saying, y'all can interact, and it's so great. So as we're chatting, and you can just say comment into your Echo device, and you say comment, and then say some words after that, and whatever those words you say will magically appear Harry Potter style on our screen. I'm clearly not a technician, but I think that's how it works. It's
no. That does seem like a technical term to me. I can Google it real quick, but I'm pretty sure words appear is Harry Potter style. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
I think it's like Alice Shazam. Oh, maybe try that. Comment Harry Potter spell and see what happens.
Let's see. Let's give it a shot. James, I'm so happy to see you.
Renee, it's been too long. I got to tell everybody and Get On Uppers, I've missed you all so much. I had Renee withdrawals. I had Get On Upper withdrawals. Like it was a long weekend.
It was not yet. Because last week was our first week on. Here we go.
First week on
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days in a row. I got a routine going, and then all of a sudden you rip it away from me on Saturday.
So now we're doing Saturday shows.
Just announced to the company. Great news, we're on. We're like, I don't. That's not nobody.
No, you're not.
No one asked for that.
Man. Get On Uppers. I again would love to hear from you. Go ahead and just test it out. Make sure it's working. Say comment. Good morning, Jam. Good morning, Renee. Or comment. I had a great weekend. How was your weekend? Get On Uppers. First question of the morning. How was your weekend? Let us know. We want to know how you're doing. Tim, did you have a good weekend? Freddie, what was going down? Let us know.
I want to know. Abigail, let me know. It's mostly just Abigail. Mostly just Abigail. I'll tell you what. I can see that Abigail is from Oklahoma. I went to college in Oklahoma City, so I want to make sure Abigail's having a good weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's your old stomping grounds. It's your, question for you: is Oklahoma City actually in Oklahoma? You know, it seems like a dumb question, but remember, Kansas City is not in Kansas.
Kansas City will throw you for a loop. It's a great question, and one that I think people should always ask. Or get Kansas City out of Missouri. Those are your two options. Either allow me to say, hey, where's that city? Anytime you say the state and a city, or Missouri, change the name of that city.
There's a lot of confusing cities too, because your partner will be like, baby, we're moving to Athens. And you're like, oh my goddess, we're moving to Athens. And then you pack your bags and then you get on the plane. It's a short ride because you are in Georgia. Not there's anything wrong with Georgia. It's just that when you thought you were moving to Athens, Greece, and then you wind up, and I don't know how your partner didn't tell you at some point that it's just going to be Georgia.
You said that you've packed a good amount of togas, and I feel like 1, that's research Greece more. 2, That's not what you'll be needing in Georgia.
They're still wearing that, actually. In fact, I think we need some unconscious bias training at this point.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Same with Hollywood. That'll also happen. Hey, we're moving to Hollywood. Can also be Florida.
Again, nothing wrong. It's just the expectations.
Exactly.
The expectations. You'll know this because you're a dancer. They do a lot of dance stuff down in Hollywood, Florida. They prep them to go on the cruise ships. I used to work on a cruise ship, and they'd be like, "We're in Hollywood, Florida," and away they would go.
And there they go. Off they go. Much like this show, James, do you want to tell our sweet get on uppers what they've gotten themselves into this very episode? Do you want to let them know?
Sure. Right on track. Yes. All right, y'all. We have an action-packed morning for you. Still waiting to hear how your weekend was. Maybe you're still processing it. It's okay. Just say comment. Weekend was great. Comment. Could have been better. Comment. I ate so many ice creams. All of the ice creams. So, but for today, great show lined up. We're gonna play 2 truths and a lie based on our weekend. So Renee and I are gonna throw 2 truths at you, and there's a lie in the mix, and y'all are gonna have to figure out which one based on our weekend is. So we'll hear about our weekend. So you'll need to help us out. And then Renee, what's happening after that?
No, listen, I am over that. This is probably why it was so hard to get through the weekend, because I was so excited that, as you know, we have labeled Tuesday as Ruby Buffy Tuesday. So you're gonna hear a little theme based off that, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I bet you can put it together. I bet you can put it together.
Yeah, because if you were here last week, you helped us decide what Tuesdays are. It's gonna be Ruby Buffy Tuesdays, going to that. And then we've got, because yesterday we celebrated the legacy and life and inspiration of Martin Luther King Jr. And so I've got an MLK quiz for you. So I'm gonna put Renee, you and the Get On Uppers to the test. How well do you know MLK? It's gonna be the first question's easy, and then it's gonna
It's gonna gate from there. Okay. All right. I am prepared to be humiliated in a way that I need to be humiliated. And then I will spend the rest of the day dedicating myself to being like, you should know these things. And I'll embrace it. I'll embrace it, and I'll use it as an opportunity to learn. I love it so much.
Already learning and growing here. We love it so much.
Learning. And then we're going to scoot on into some headline news, things that we saw, what's going on in the world today. Feel like Get On Uppers. Now, okay, so this is show 5. James, do you suspect that the Get On Uppers have sort of put together that James is the meat and potatoes of the show, and Renee's the sprinkles, who's trying to put sprinkles on meat and potatoes? Did you guys?
Are they bacon sprinkles? I don't know.
No, they're sure not. No, they're sure not. They're rainbow sprinkles.
Okay, just okay. Renee, you can't have meat and potatoes without sprinkles. Everybody knows.
Sure can. You sure can. Thank you so much.
Love it. You're perfect. Everything you do is mwah. And then we're gonna play top 5 inspirational movies, again inspired by MLK. I think there's gonna be a lot of MLK stuff happening this weekend because one day is just really not enough to just recommit ourselves to social justice and community activism and just equity for all. So we're gonna do top 5 inspirational movies. Where could this go wrong? And we want to hear what your top 5 inspirational movies are as well when we get to that point. And then we close out with our gentle reminders, our mantras that are going to help us through today and through the rest of the week. So,
I can't wait.
Great
I'm so excited.
Renee?
Yes.
She's so excited. She's like, oh, I gotta get more coffee.
I can't wait. I gotta caffeinate myself up. You know, I was just thinking is that something that I love about the show is that we don't. Well, I tried to cheat and use the same doc, and you're like, you will use a separate doc so that I don't see your answers. And what I was curious about is on this top 5. I wonder if we have some double overs.
Oh,
which is what it's called if we pick the same movie. Okay, can't wait.
Right, look, you see, this is why there's surprises. All right, now we're gonna go into 2 truths and a lie. Boop, 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 boop. And just everybody knows, I do this now when I do boop, 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 boop. It's like robot hands because I don't want to do finger guns. And that,
I love that. So wait, now, I'm not saying that isn't wrong, but should we use this as an opportunity to workshop it real quick?
Should I frame my face?
Well, no, I think that is perfect. But if you had finger guns, I think that's perfect. But that's probably a salute to a cowboy. Could you like like a tip of the hat? Is that?
It feels a little antithetical. It's a little around on my belly, and I'm gonna do it. You know what? I'm doing it. That's the new thing. If people are like, what is he doing? A tip of the hat.
Tip of the hat. Just come in. Every morning.
Finger guns. And I'm like,
thank you so much. I am a non-violent cowboy.
What's so great? Oh yeah, he doesn't have any guns. He uses his words and his
certainly not
moves. What I love so much about it is you can't help but do it with all the confidence of the world that like this is the right thing to do with the sound effect. You know, like
thank you. Well, can you? Well, I mean. And again, I know we've got a whole segment coming up, but I do want you to try real quick, if you could, just please try. Can you do a non-confident or an insecure tip of the hat?
I'll try. Renee,
I mean, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Let
me see. It's not insecure, nor should you be. Look at you. Okay.
Yeah. And then I was lost in the woods by myself for a moment. Went to a dark place.
I love it. Okay. Yes. Focused. All right. I'm focused. I'm ready. Yes.
And a lie. Okay. So if you've never played this game before, welcome to college. There is what we're doing here. So the game is Renee and I are going to spit out 3 things as if they are facts, but you already know one of those things is a lie, just one. And it's our job to figure out which one is Renee lying about? And then I'll be lying about something too. So it's based on what we did this weekend. Renee, do you want to kick us off? And you all get on uppers. I'll need your help to figure out. So just say comment. First one's a lie. Comment. Second one's a lie. Comment. Third one's the lie, or whichever.
I love it.
Yep.
I love it so much. Yes. And I get to go first. Is that what we decided?
Please,
very exciting. Okay. So to set the stage a bit more, get on uppers, you'll recall that my weekend plans were to go to dinner at 4:30 p.m. for the solo fact and solo reason that the lighting would be good. That it would be beautiful lighting, and I would take photos for my dating profile. And that was the whole reason. That was the whole thing. As
Saturday.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
And there we forget Renee said it as a fact of like, oh, like I'm going to dinner at 4:30 and was like, oh, you all know why. We're like, no, don't.
No,
Early bird
I don't know. No, I've spelled it out for you. So that was the highlight of my weekend. I will give you this spoiler, and maybe this will. I don't think this tips off my truth and a lie. I think it's just a side fact that it was raining on Saturday.
Oh snap! In LA,
I know.
Y'all are still doing that? I thought y'all got your rain that you needed. And
you would think, but no, a bit of rain on Saturday. So here we go. Two truths and a lie. Regarding these photos. Regarding these photos.
Thank you for setting us up. Do not expect the same from me. You tuned in. You knew.
Okay. Here we go. Number one, is this truth? Is this a lie? My entire family is famous for ruining photos by blinking. Just a sea of Midwesterners with their eyes closed. Yeah. That's maybe. Is that true? Is that not? I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know.
And do we get follow-up questions? Are you included in this?
I don't know. I mean, yes. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So my entire family, meaning moi included. Moi as well.
I also don't know emotionally where you are. Okay. Maybe you're like, no, I'm not part of them.
Not part of them. So I guess you know what I'm doing is I'm passing the blame. It's like, this isn't me. This is hereditary. This is genetic. If it were to be true
at all, you could just be lying to us first thing in the morning.
If it were true. Number two, truth or a lie? I don't know. When I get nervous, I do a chorus line choreography. I don't know if you're familiar with the smash hit movie, A Chorus Line, but I've done the show numerous times. And when I get nervous, we'll go into 1970s A Chorus Line choreography. Only when I get nervous. Is that true?
No. I had that as one of my audition songs for the longest time. It was the one. I used the one about the acting instructor and the bobsled. What was that
sure,
song?
yeah, Nothing.
Bob. Yes, Nothing. That's a good one.
Okay, you want to give us a quick 16 bars?
Can't remember any of the lyrics.
Nothing.
I am nothing. There's a bobsled, and then he made us do a bobsled. I felt nothing.
There you go. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. You nailed it. That's it. That's basically it. You're Morales. You nailed it. Yeah. Cher does a chorus line.
Oh my God, could you imagine? She plays that part.
What I would give. Third, is this a truth? Is this a lie? Ultimately, during a photo shoot, I become very confident and always get a winner.
Okay, get on up. Woo! Okay.
So just to review. My whole family blinks. I do chorus line choreography when I'm nervous. Ultimately, I always get a winner, something that's going to be perfect.
Did you? Okay. All right. Yeah. I will have follow-up questions once we figure this out. Get on uppers. Which one do you think is the lie? I'll try to hold off, but I feel like I'm so competitive. I'm so anxious. Sure. Which one do you think is the lie? Is it the first one, the second, or the third one? Just say comment. But you know what? I think they're so busy getting ready that they're just listening.
Yeah, no, that makes all the sense in the world. Because wouldn't you, in their very, very strong defense, isn't the Tuesday after a 3-day weekend so hard? Because it wasn't quiet enough.
They're here right now. This is why you know what I mean. Wrong. I told you, if it's a 3-day weekend, you take the Friday off, you make yourself a 4-day weekend. Yeah. I'm going back rejuvenated, refreshed,
right. Okay, but I wonder. Yeah, go ahead. Focused.
No, you wonder what? I
wonder if it's excellent advice, but it may have been too late to heed. Because we got that advice. We got that advice on a Friday. On the Friday,
on your way to work. On your way to work, you're like, oh, you all didn't take it off.
Okay. Well, so going forward, just wait for Memorial Day, James. We're gonna knock it out of the park.
You could do it sooner. February. Yeah. Okay. Renee, I sadly think it's the last one, even though I think as your mama, what is it? Mama Rose? Your Mama Rose.
Yes.
Or your Kris Jenner or Dina Lohan. I think all of your pictures are amazing. You're great. You're talented. But I think it's the last one. You didn't get the picture of your dream.
Sure did not. Producer Nick, who we love and adore so much, I have sent you some photos. If you're up for it, can we go through the shots that we got? Now, I gave my friend the instruction of, hey, I want these to look candid because you don't want like a posed shot.
Did you take my advice with the looking off just to the side?
I tried, but I think the hiccup came in that so I wasn't good at being in front of the camera, and my friend wasn't great at being behind the camera. So I don't know if you can see here, and I've sent JPEG. Oh, there we go. Okay, so
wait. All right.
So this is
stop right here. I don't mean to rest in power, Joan Rivers, critique, but Renee, I love a candid photo. Do you know what's maybe wrong with this candid photo?
Well, I feel you can't see my face. We don't quite
your face. We
have
see
my face in there.
Your eyes, it's cute. I'm like, oh, she's got mystery behind.
Right. So I think the hiccup came in that I asked for candid. My friend is also not good at taking photos, so she would just in the middle of any would do. So there we go. So there's me enjoying my drink. We didn't nail it on the first one, but don't worry, there's hope. There's still hope. So then comes photo number 2. Also look for a candid photo, and that one also didn't land.
Yeah. Here's a few things that I do like.
Yes.
First of all, this camera is great. Yes. Is this a Pixel, an iPhone, or just professional camera?
Yeah. No. Well, and I guess because this will be important for the next one that you're about to see. We were doing portrait mode, which is great because
it turns everything so nice. It blurs the background. Looks so professional.
What's tricky is if you do portrait mode, you don't have the live option of doing one with eyes open.
Oh, right.
So, then we surrendered to here, this photo that you're looking at here. We have surrendered to.
It's like you're meditating in dinner, you know?
Thank you for that. So here we've surrendered to a notion of like, oh, candid's not working. You should just smile. But then I kept blinking in all the smiley ones. So 3. We're 3 for 3.
Smile and not blink at the same time.
Right.
I don't know how successful you'd be on America's Next Top Model at this point.
Probably not great. Probably not great. And then James, I'm going to tell you, I was overserved. I was a bit overserved, which will lead us to photos. So there's the chorus line choreography.
Overserved. Okay, or you drank too much. Which one?
Sure. Either nervous, she drank too much. Moving on. Doesn't stop doing the chorus line choreography as the night goes on. And then the rain. Big finish. Big finish in the rain.
What I love about this is is what they do. It's an old Hollywood trick, y'all, is that they will wet the streets. They'll wet the streets. Because it's better for lighting. So if you're watching movies, oftentimes the streets are always so wet as if it like just rained so often. I learned this because when you and I were at Max FunCon, we watched MacGruber, and was one of the guys who worked on MacGruber was there or something, but they talked about how wet the streets were because they were doing an 80s homage thing. And now I can't not see it anyways. But Renee, this is, I love everything. I think here's Get On Uppers.
Yes.
You've seen the photos. You can shout out into the comments 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Which photos should Renee use for her profile picture?
Well, now we still have 6 for you. This was the proof that this is a lie. So ultimately, I always take a good one. Here we go. 6th one. Looks like I've just run a marathon. She's soggy. She's exhausted. She's got hair in her face. She's a little dewy. It's fine. It's fine. I would not say ultimately a success.
What a gem. I like this photo. I'm a fan.
You can work for that.
I am a fan. Okay. This is better than what I was gonna go with. Sure. Mine, I was gonna go with 2, where you're picking something out of your teeth.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, she's I'm a big fan of when I first start dating someone, I'm gonna show you my good, my bad, and my ugly. Because you're gonna like my good, you might like my bad. The ugly is the one that you get at. But you're being raw and real, you're picking stuff out of your teeth. I love it.
Okay.
It's got character.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I had a great time.
I would have went with that one, but that last one, Renee.
A toothpicky. Okay, well, you're very kind. You're so sweet to say as much. I think we might do a reshoot. I think there might be a reshoot. It's fine.
That last one is nice. I like the wind. Mariah Carey has wind flagging around. You're Mariah Carey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I think it definitely reads mom who's had enough, but I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Thank you so much. How are you, my sweet, sweet Pete? Do you want to give me 2 truths and a lie about your weekend?
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Okay. Get On Uppers. Which one is the lie? Y'all are so bashful this morning, but it's okay. We know that you're here.
Yeah, as you should be. As you should be. It makes sense. You know what? You remember my theory when we don't hear from them. You know what I think's happening? It's broken.
Oh, I know. Same thing. Yeah, broken. I'm assuming that it's broken.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime something doesn't work in my favor, it's broken. That's all.
Oh, actually, maybe it is. I'm gonna hit this button. Was I supposed to hit that button?
What button are you hitting?
I hit a button that says on air. I don't know if I should have.
Okay.
But is that helpful? I don't know.
Well, let's see. Okay. All right.
We'll see if that changes anything. That maybe it was broken this entire time. And that's why Tim left. He's like, they're not seeing my comments.
I can't.
All right. Just as a test to our viewers out there.
Here we go.
We want to see if we just fixed it. Just say comment anything. Comment hello. I know.
Comment. It's not broken. I just don't want to talk.
We are just literally, who was it? We're Jeb Bushing right now. Remember when Jeb Bush was running for office for president and he finished his speech and he was like, please clap.
I don't remember that.
It's so good.
Would like to Google that right now.
Goes, please clap. And that's what I feel like we're doing right now. I'm like, please clap. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Okay. Here we go. But James, I also like they're here. We see them. They're right here. We can see everybody who's here. We love you so much.
We can.
If I know you, and I think I do, you like to meet people where they're at. And if they're at, I don't feel like commenting today. You don't have to. Just get in here and enjoy. Yeah.
I do think I wonder if I don't know what that on air, because the on air button wasn't on. And now it is.
Well, now I've had mine. I've had it on the whole time.
Nothing.
And so, yeah. So I think maybe
not on anything. Okay, maybe it takes our powers combined. Okay, two truths and a lie.
Two truths and a lie from James. We're all looking forward to it. Cannot wait. Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I got a peaceful, relaxing massage. Could be true. Could be not true.
Okay. All right.
I went to the 53rd birthday of my mentor and I got a last minute invite. I totally had time and availability to do it. I didn't have a bunch of things scheduled. It was literally less than 24 hours away. And I made it happen. I showed up as my mentor. A great night was had. Inspirational, even. I saw Scream 5 and it was so good. What an amazing franchise. Loved it. It all fits and it all works.
Okay. All right. Oh, excellent. I love it. I love the way you play this game so much. Okay. Now, unfortunately, because we are very best friends, we texted throughout the weekend and I know that you got that massage. So that one's true. That one's true. You did get a massage. Now, what I think might have been sarcasm in regards to you having so much time to squeeze in this birthday party. I feel like you did go, but you did not have time, and it was very hard to make this birthday party. And by the hair of your chinny chin chin, were you able to attend? That's Scream 5. I haven't read the reviews of Scream 5, so I don't know if people are loving it or not. I guarantee you saw it.
Oh, yeah.
But the makes sense part is a trip because I'm sure it doesn't make sense. So oh man, you've really stumped me. Okay, I think I'm gonna. You know what? I'm
get
gonna
on uppers. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? Get on uppers and get a Belle Renee out on this one, or to let her keep tap dancing on her own.
Keep trying
and chorus lining on her own.
I would love for Scream to be good, so I'm gonna go with what I hope to be true. That Scream is great. You did go to your mentor's birthday party, but it took a lot of finagling to get you there. So I'm gonna go with that one as the lie. Okay.
Well, Renee, I think sometimes because we spend so much time texting back and forth, it's both a blessing and a curse. Because while I did go to get a massage, it was not peaceful. It was not peaceful. But in the end, it worked. So during it was terrible. I thought I was going to die. I was like, this is it. This is how. There was a lot of elbows into the back. Afterwards, the woman at the front desk was like, how was it? My response was different. I thought I had booked like a CBD princess massage where they just kind of like Swedish massage is what I'm realizing. I think, I don't know, maybe I accidentally hit the what is it, Shih-Tzu? Yeah, and it was like boom, ba, boom, ba.
Oh no! I'm
like, did I do something to offend this guy? And it was like his last session of the day, so he was trying to get in and out. But here's the thing. While I did not enjoy it during, afterwards, I was taller. He did release tension, a lot of tension in my body. So I now found a new one that sometimes the next one is going to be a princess, like
obviously, just nice and gentle.
Every once in a while, beat out the anxiety and energy, beat it out of me, just beat me up, you know.
I've had 2 massages in my whole life, one of which was that one, and the same thing where I was just like, I'm not gonna make it. This is not gonna be okay. It made me nauseous. It was little hives that broke out, but I do think there's truth to, like, it releases toxins that come out in sweat and hives, but you feel great afterwards. So
it did. I felt great afterwards. I took it. He kept trying to crack things in my body. I don't have a very cracky body, but he was going for it. Sheila, welcome. We are just playing 2 truths and a lie. It is Sheila's first time on Backchannel, which means Sheila's first time to get on up. Welcome, Sheila. You can actually get involved in the conversation and say comments. She might have left. We didn't know. No. Excuse me.
Wait.
Are we canvassers now? Our show is literally on the side of the street. Canvas. Oh, excuse me. You have a time to get on up? Excuse me. You have time to listen about Britney Spears, what she did this weekend? Do you want to play 2 truths and a lie? Well, anyways,
it's great. But those shows go on to be very successful. So I have confidence in us.
I did go to my mentor's 53rd birthday last night. It was Sunday. No, I keep thinking yesterday was Sunday. It was Monday. It was 7:00 dinner. It was less than 24 hours notice, but I'm having the week of my life and had time to just be flexible. It was amazing. I barely recognized myself just to be able to, a lot of like last minute, I picked up my mom from the airport. I was going to order her a lift and with mixed results, picking that woman up from her cruise vacation. We'll put a pin in that for later in the week. And I did see Scream 5. It was fabulous. I loved it. It was so good. I think I love all of the Scream movies. I love them. This one was the first one without Wes Craven, but I think they did a great job keeping it in line. Yeah, it was great. It was my friend of mine. We're both Scream diehards. We both like thoroughly like the best person. I'm a screamer in the movie theater as well. I get so into it. And I was the first one to scream.
But did that give indication to the rest of the audience that we're going to make this fun and it's okay to scream in a way that was just
I mean, the movie tells you what you're, the movie title tells you how you're supposed to interact with this movie. It tells, no, it absolutely does. So
now I do.
One last thing.
Yes.
I watched Scream and then I had the house to myself. Both of my roommates were both gone.
No, you did that wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
I accidentally left the back door unlocked at one point during the night. Just wasn't going to make it.
No, that's how you perish. As somebody who is such a scaredy cat.
Stacy has joined. Good morning, Stacy. Welcome. Hi, Stacy.
James, I need advice.
Talking about our weekend, and we just wrapped up 2 truths and a lie. My lie was that I got a peaceful, relaxing massage. It was not peaceful or relaxing, but I did go to my mentor's 53rd birthday, and I saw Scream 5. Stacy, we're curious, how was your weekend? Comment, and we can't wait to hear what you say. And what were you saying, Renee?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I'm just blabbing on. I'm curious if you would recommend Scream for scaredy cats. As someone who can't get through Stranger Things, could I handle Scream?
I think you could during the day. It's like Scooby-Doo, I think. And hello, Stacy. So great. Joy also just joined our Get On Up this morning. Welcome, Joy. We're just talking about the weekend, what we did. Curious. Joy, how was your weekend? Just say comment. We're going to get to see it. Renee, can you see? I think you could with me, and I could, if we watch it during the day, I think you'd feel
okay.
safe.
I'd feel okay. All right. No, this feels good. Okay. I'll fly up. Do it that way.
Perfect. We're going. And Stacy Stacy had a very practical weekend getting the grocery shopping done with her pops on Sunday. Love it.
Perfect.
That's the way to do it.
Great job, Stacy. You're doing it right. Doing it right. Jam, I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that it is, in fact, Ruby Buffy Tuesday. I don't know if you've heard. Happy Ruby Buffy Tuesday to us all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Happy Ruby Buffy Tuesday to the listeners, Renee. For those who are maybe not on the inside, Get On Up track and weren't here last Tuesday when we dubbed Ruby Buffy Tuesday, can you set up what is Ruby Buffy Tuesday and how did we get here?
I'd love nothing more. I'd certainly love nothing more. So as you guys know, most days of the week already have a reputation. They have a title. They have a name. It's Garfield Monday. It's Wednesday Hump Day. It's Thirsty Thursday. It's TGIF. But what about Tuesday? What about Tuesday, we asked. And so our sweet Get On Uppers were just like, I mean, there's Ruby Tuesdays. Do you want to work with that? And we said, yes, we do. Absolutely. Yes, we do. We love Ruby Tuesdays. Of course we do. But then also we were how did Buffy get into the mix? That part I don't remember.
Oh, I can help fill in this part.
Please
yeah.
Do.
We got Ruby Tuesdays because we were like, I love a delicious restaurant. It's everywhere.
Of course.
And Tuesdays for me when I was in junior high and high school were Buffy nights. Buffy came on Tuesdays. And so the thing that helped me get through the day was I have an episode of Buffy to watch. So that's how could you forget?
That's perfect. That's exactly what you need. And so I think we did deem it that Tuesday's the day that you get yourself a nice meal, get yourself a nice little viewing. And that's how you get through Tuesday. Something to look forward to. Is this correct, James? Can you confirm?
That is correct, Renee. You nailed setting up that segment. I want to welcome Hope to Get On Up. Good morning, Hope. Welcome to the show. It's not only Hope's first time in Get On Up, but first time to Backchannel. Well, hello. And we are playing a little Ruby Buffy Tuesday game. Not really a game, this is share. We're doing a group share this morning. So Ruby Buffy Tuesday, what are looking forward to at the end of the day? What's the delicious meal that you're going to treat yourself at the end of today? And what's the delicious programming or media? It could be maybe you're going to come up with an audiobook. Maybe you're going to watch an episode of a show. Maybe you're going to read a book. What are you going to treat yourself to at the end of today? Say comment. We would love to hear from you, our Get On Uppers, because we get a lot of our great ideas from you all. What are you going to treat yourself to at the end of your day? The thing that you're going to look forward to, that you're going to cross that finish line. What are you going to treat yourself to? Feel free to shout it out in the chat. Say comment. Eating Lucky Charms and watching reruns of the Rosie O'Donnell show. For daytime.
Come on, that's a perfect night right there. What a good time for everyone.
That was just an example. That was
an example. A mere example is all that was. Yeah. Okay, well, it was a good one at that. All right.
Renee, what's your Ruby Buffy Tuesday looking like?
Sure. I'd love to tell you. I think we're doing quesadillas tonight. I think a little chicken quesadilla, maybe. Now, I am really trying to not order takeout during the week. And I have to tell you, there's been many a Tuesday that by Tuesday, I'm like, I'll start next week. I simply cannot. No, I'll never make it. And then this is sad, and I can't look you in the eye when I say it, but we have a Cheesecake Factory very close to us. I'll order the chicken quesadilla from Cheesecake Factory, but then I'll still like try to convince myself that I'm being healthy. So then I order asparagus and strawberries and whipped cream. Poor guy's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, maybe the strawberries. I think the whipped cream is when you maybe jumped the shark there. Yeah.
In my defense, it comes with whipped cream, but I do put in the comments, please add extra. So they started it, and then I can eat it. Yeah.
Then they're like, give her what she wants. Give her. It's Ruby Buffy Tuesday. Who are we? This is what she was looking forward to.
You simply have to do it.
You and my dad have something in common. My dad also loves the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, so very much loves it. Good. Oh, I love what the Cheesecake Factory is. Let us know. Get On Uppers. You a fan of the Cheesecake Factory? Let us know. One thing about the Cheesecake Factory is everything they have. So you can get Mexican, you can get Italian, you can get Japanese. They all kind of doesn't matter. It all kind of tastes the same. Doesn't matter if it's the pasta, the Mexican, the whatever it is. All kinds. But you can order it. You can get sushi, or you can get a burrito. All taste the same.
My dad taste the same as that quesadilla. Yeah.
And I was living in New York, and I don't even know where the nearest Cheesecake Factory would have been. My dad kept buying me like gift cards to the Cheesecake Factory. So what I did when I was a struggling artist, when I was a struggling artist, and I was like, oh shoot, forgot to get my dad something for Father's Day. I just mailed him back one of those gift cards. And my dad was over the moon. He was like, oh yeah, go to the Cheesecake Factory. I'm like, oh really? You just I just gave you back that card that you bought.
Yeah. I also was sent gift cards that I was like, there's not one in Manhattan. Thank you so much, but I would love to. I think, God, what was it? Chili's, I think. I was getting some Chili's. But I'm curious.
I think one in Times Square. I don't think the Chili's they couldn't afford it.
Right.
Rent's too high.
I know. And Chili's, I don't blame you for that. But there was it was like a Coinstar where you could insert your gift card and they would give you like 50% of the value of it. So I did a lot of that. Which you don't love, but you do it. But you do it.
No, but you do it. Yeah. Again, all right. I'm gonna share my Ruby Buffy Tuesday, but so curious, Get On Uppers. Feel free to just say comments. Here's what you're looking forward to, and what are you gonna eat at the end of the day, and what are you gonna watch or listen to or treat yourself to? Maybe it's a bubble bath. It's totally up to you.
Sure.
Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't trying to share. I was actually trying to do Maya Rudolph's character in Big Mouth, and it came out as share. Bubble Mayo.
Well, now listen to this, though. I think this is very good news for you. I think you have just added a third character to your repertoire that you can
The
do.
hormone monstress
from
Big
Big Mouth.
Mouth.
You can do
I
Cher.
gotta go to Barry's boot camp and get a Bubble Mayo.
If you close your eyes and squint, you can see it. I definitely can see that impression if I try hard enough.
Of Cher or the hormone monstress?
Hormone monster. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I see it.
This was the first time. I didn't even know that I could do it. I didn't even know it was my first time.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I could do a mean Lola. I gotta get Backstreet Boy concert tickets. It's odd because it's just how I talk actually at a heightened level.
How close of friends are we? Because I would like to. I would like. Okay, I agree. Well, I'm not giving you notes, but I think I'm giving you some my personal take on this. I think that maybe your Nick Kroll is better than your Cher because that's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm almost offended. Oh gosh, I'll never go see Kesha.
Yeah, that's perfect. You're very talented. Very talented.
It's because it's not hard for me to do. In fact, my roommate, sometimes I get really whiny. If I get whiny complaining at a heightened level, that's just where my voice naturally goes
Look
to.
at that.
So my roommate caught it. He was like, oh, you sound like, I'm like, I know, I hear it.
Honestly, I feel like that is a nice little vessel to like let steam out of. Just like you just got to drop into that character and then you're fine. That's fine. Great. Perfect. You're that way all the time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Here we go.
Buffy, my Ruby Buffy Tuesday is so interesting. Again, this segment's gonna be challenging for me because I'm not a foodie and I just eat for like fuel essentially. Oh, I gotta stop the process because it's more important because Stacey has a much more thought out Ruby Buffy Tuesday plan than I do. Stacey's dad is gonna come over and visit. They're gonna hang out. It's gonna be a dope little hangout. Wonderful, Stacey. That sounds like a good time. Let us know the other part of it. Are y'all gonna watch anything? Are you going to eat anything? They would love to know that. But that is something to look forward to for sure on Ruby Buffy Tuesday. It's that thing that gets you to the end of the day. Mine, Renee, I eat for substance, like to keep me alive, you know, whatever it takes. So I don't know. And you and I are on the same different. I live by DoorDash. I have a DoorDash pass. I have to do fast food every day, all the time. So I could not join you on like the no fast food train. I think I'm gonna have I don't know, pasta. I did not help out this segment. Look how well thought out.
You did great. You did great. And I think the reason that you're seeing me hesitate is that I was the same. The pandemic, I was like, well, we got to help out these restaurants. And I wouldn't be remiss to tell you that I think every day of 2020, I helped out a restaurant. So I think there's been a bit of a deliberate withdrawal that has been happening so that it is not every day DoorDash and I get to see each other.
The last time I cooked was I cooked in June of 2021. And then for Friendsgiving, I cooked a little
bit of cooking. I also don't cook. No need. There's no need. There's plenty of people in the world who do. We don't need to be part of that group.
Love it. They love doing it. I'm happy to help out my local businesses. So I'm probably going to. I've been doing this. My wind down decompression show at the end of the night. After I write my gratitudes, I write 5 things I'm grateful for,
of course,
and like a theme or message of the day, and then I'll watch an episode. I've been going backwards through The Simpsons. So I probably fell from The Simpsons around season 13, 14, somewhere around there. And on Disney Plus, all of the seasons of The Simpsons are there. And I tried working my way through chronological order, but it just was taking like so long. So now I'm starting on season 32, which is the latest one that's on, and working my way backward. And I got to tell you, it's really fun. The show's still good. I get why it's still on the air. They're still killing it. And what's so fun is you're getting to revisit I'm getting new content, which I guess like if you've still been watching, you're like, yeah, they've been doing it for 32 seasons. But for me, I'm like, new Simpsons and new adventures, and it's so topical.
I love it.
Like do you know that Homer Simpson? There's that Homer Simpson meme where the Jiffy Pop, where he just backs up into the bushes, right?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah, we love it.
So, spoiler alert, in one of the episodes I was watching, Bart and his friends, there was this giant hedge of bushes, and they're like, how do we get through? And he's like, don't worry, I've seen my dad do this a million times. And he just goes backwards into the bushes. And then all the friends do the same thing. And I'm like, this is so brilliant. They're acknowledging this is
brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. I love it. Stacy's in. Stacy's chiming in.
Stacey loves watching The Simpsons too. They have you're right, Stacey. They're so fun. Again, 32 seasons. I've been alive for 36 years, so my first memories are when I was 4. So I really don't remember a world without The Simpsons. And so grateful that I have not had to experience what that life is like.
No, and I wouldn't wish that upon you or anyone for that matter. So I love this. This is great. This is perfect. This is the perfect evening. A little DoorDash with maybe some pasta, and some Simpsons. Sounds amazing.
Don't hold me to it tomorrow if you're like, well, how'd that pasta go? And I'm like, I had salad. Don't be mad at me.
Right. Okay. No. I spent on Tuesday. That's nothing we need. Yes.
Renee, you've stalled long enough. It's time for your quiz. I see what you're doing. Yeah. I see what you're doing. All right, y'all. It's time for your Martin Luther King Jr. quiz. Oh. Tip of the hat. Tip of the hat. Wow. I was at the tip of the hat, and I was like, oh, if I do it now, it'll be too much. Oh, nope, we're doing it. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
If this episode had a title, it would be called Tip of the Hat, parentheses, pew, 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 pew. Yeah. All right, y'all. So Martha, it was just yesterday. A lot of people had the day off or school off. We are going to recognize MLK. We're going to do a quiz of Martin Luther King Jr. and things that you maybe don't know. We might throw you for a loop. So Renee's going to need your help in figuring out what I'm not going to assume, but she's probably going to want your help with this quiz here. Okay. So we
don't get caught not knowing. You get it. You understand. You just want to know.
You're going to grow. We have 10 questions here for you. And we're also going to some follow-up information that I'll throw your way. Okay. All right. So these are all either and look, Stacey's here to help you out, Renee.
Stacey's here. Stacey's got my back. All right, Stacey, you and me. Stacey, here we go.
Let's do it. And Freddie, Nathan, Lorna, Abigail, you feel free to join on in as well.
I got a whole team on that side.
True. All right. So these are either be true or false or A, B, C, D. So I'm going to help you out.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
First one. This is the first one. Let's see where you are. George Washington is the only other American to have had his birthday observed as a national holiday. Is this true or false? George Washington is the only other American to have had his birthday observed as a national holiday. True or false, Renee and the Get On Uppers? What are we thinking?
I mean, I think for the because we know our holidays, right? So there's, I feel like that's because it's not Columbus Day. We're not going to speak of. Isn't his birthday? President's Day is just a general. I don't know, presidents.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a national holiday because I know we have those. Yeah, I think so. I think that's true. Yes.
You think it's true? But Stacey's here is helping you out. Do you want to listen to Stacey?
What do we think? Stacey, help me out.
I'm going to help you.
Stacey says false. Stacey says false. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got to stick with Stacey. False.
And good thing you did, Stacey, be knowing because yesterday was a national holiday called Martin Luther King Jr. and things were closed. That was a holiday. That was a low pitch question.
I thought you meant in addition to that. I thought like that was it's a Martin Luther King Jr. quiz is the only aside from him. Okay, fair. I just needed to explain that I thought that was a given that there are two. Okay, got it. Yes.
So
James,
in
I feel like you're not letting me off the
1983,
hook, but yes. Okay, good.
like, okay, well, for your sake, we'll keep this moving on. But yes, how did it all get started? In 1983, President Ronald Reagan signed a bill that created a federal holiday to honor King, and the holiday, first commemorated in 1986, is celebrated on the third Monday in January, close to the civil rights leaders' January 15th birthday. I will say what is not great is that in some, I don't think it's still true, but there are some states where there's also Stonewall Jackson Day that happens like right around this time as well. So not great. Not great.
Hate that. Okay.
All right. Here we go. Next question. This is, it's going to be either A, B, C, or D.
Okay.
Martin Luther King's real name was A, Martin, B, Michael, C, Jaquan, D, King. So Martin Luther King's real name was A, Martin, B, Michael, C, Jaquan, or D, King. What do we think?
Okay, what do we think? What do we think?
A, Martin, B, Michael, C, Jaquan, or D, King?
I think you wouldn't put it in the quiz if it was Martin. And I guess now I'm testing it out. I'm going to go with Michael.
Okay.
What do we think, though? Get on uppers. What do you guys think? What do you think? Stacey also says A. We both think, okay, Stacey and I think A. We think it was Michael.
Okay. All right. We're going on in. And the answer is B, Michael. King's birth name was Michael, not Martin. So what had happened was the civil rights leader was actually born Michael King Jr. on January 15th, 1929. But in 1934, his father, a pastor of Atlanta's Ebenezer Baptist Church, traveled to Germany and became inspired by the Protestant Reformation leader Martin Luther. And as a result, King Sr. changed his own name as well as his 5-year-old son. So he was like, whoa, this Martin Luther guy, amazing. I'm changing my name. I'm changing my son's name, my wife's name, the dog's name.
Everybody gets name change. I love it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
See, look at that. We're learning. The point of today.
We're learning.
All right. Here we go. How old was King when he entered college? How old was King when he entered college? I have 4 options for you. A, 21, B, 8, C, 17, or D, 15.
Okay.
Again,
let's see.
How old was King when he entered college? A, 21, B, 8, C, 17, or D, 15.
Okay. All right. Back. My get on uppers. What do we think? Stacey says 21. If I did, oh God, okay, I'm gonna go read all the biographies that there've ever been and all the movies there've ever been. But I think like the whole, like he's a savant, he's a genius. So I feel like early. I'm gonna go 15. 15 for Renee, 21 for Stacey.
All right, we're splitting the difference here, and the answer is D, 15. King entered college at the age of 15. Renee, you're so right. It's a savant. He was such a gifted student that he skipped grades 9 and 12 before enrolling. Yeah, can you imagine, like, get this get this kid to college ASAP? You were 15 years old.
15.
And so, yeah, and so he, in 1944, enrolled at Morehouse College, which was the alma mater of his father. And he was ordained before graduating college with a degree in well, I won't tell you what that degree is in quite yet, because that might relate to our next question.
Okay.
But yes, he entered Morehouse College at the age of only 15, thanks to a special wartime program intended to boost enrollment by admitting promising high school students, and he graduated with a bachelor's degree at the age of 19. Well, some of us are just getting to college, figuring out how to wash our armpits. These guys are already graduated.
Incredible. It's incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Very impressed.
All right. Yes. Question 3. You got 3 options here. King received his doctorate in what? A, systematic theology.
Okay.
B, preaching.
Okay.
C, law.
Okay.
Or D, dance.
Go over them again one more time.
Yeah, King received. Look how serious Renee is getting.
I want to get this right.
Yeah. King received his doctorate in what? A, systematic theology. B, preaching. C, law. Or D, dance.
Dance. Okay. I mean, all of them. I'm gonna go with law. Stacey, what do you think? Stacey, help me out. What do we say?
Renee's going with law.
Stacey says
Stacey's going with
A?
A. A was systematic theology.
Systematic theology. Okay, and you're nodding your head. Okay, well, just for fun, I'm gonna go with law. You go with systematic theology. Let's see what it is. James, help us out.
I tip my hat because the answer is A, systematic theology. For Stacey.
Love it.
After earning a divinity degree from Pennsylvania's Crozer Theological Seminary, he then attended school at Boston University, where he received his PhD degree in 1955. The title of his dissertation was A Comparison of the Conceptions of God and the Thinking of Paul and Henry Nelson Weeman. Yeah, but that's
amazing.
What he did.
Okay.
That's what he did.
Okay.
I think I put on a theater production. I think that's what I did for my theater arts degree. Is I did a show.
I love it so much. I love it so much. Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. No, I was useless. Remain useless to this day, comparatively. Continue.
Okay, you're doing great. I think it's our 6th question. True or false? True or false? King was imprisoned 30 times. True or false? King was in prison 30 times. True or false?
Let's see. Stacey, what do you think?
Times. Are we Googling, Renee? I see those.
We're Googling. Yeah, I'm absolutely Googling. I can't get any more wrong. Nope. We're not going to get any more wrong. I'm ready.
I don't know. Nick, hold on. Producer, is this allowed? Nick, is this allowed? Referee, timeout. I saw those arms moving.
Time. Okay, I'll put my arms behind my back going forward. Yeah.
Nick,
okay,
is
Nick.
this allowed?
Nick
Googling? Come on.
What do we think? Nick, can I Google?
You could Google. I don't know. This isn't my game. Okay. I don't know what the game is. You got to set the parameters Google. Of this.
I said it in the top. I've said it last week. All of these games. There's no Googling.
There's no Googling.
Right, so there's no crying in baseball.
Okay. There's no crying in baseball, and there's no Googling.
There's also no Googling in trivia.
I'm going to keep both of my.
See them, Renee.
Where you can see for the duration of this.
We're even having to have this discussion.
I can't believe. Why did I think? Well, and I hate to go back to but why did I think he had a law degree? Who knows? I'll fix it.
This is why you're like, I have to Google because I'm not getting this right. But he studied theology, he studied. He was studying religious.
It makes
practices
perfect sense. I think, I'll go research more. Stacey, what do you think? Was it 30 times imprisoned? Stacey says false. He wasn't in prison 30 times. It was a lot of times, but I agree with Stacey. I don't think it was 30 either. I think it was close.
All right. You both have worked it out. He was actually, according to the King Center, went to jail 29 times. So you're right. It wasn't 30, but it was 29. And I mean, they are getting him on all kinds of things, for quote unquote, civil disobedience, trumped up charges, as well as speeding tickets. He was driving 30 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone. So all kinds of things that they're getting.
Okay. All right. This is very, very, very informational for me. I am excited to go do so much.
Taking a moment to think.
Educating.
All right.
After this. Yes.
This one is sort of like our game Truths and a Lie. So one of these is actually going to be a lie. Okay.
Ready.
All right. But I think it's 3 truths and a lie. So there's 3 truths and 1 is a lie. One of these is not true. A, there was only 1 assassination attempt made on King's life.
Okay.
B, King's last public speech foretold his death.
Okay.
C, King's mother was also slain by a bullet.
Okay.
And last one, D, members of King's family believe members of King's family Wait. Oh, I have to let my phrasing for this. Members of King's family do not believe James Earl Ray acted alone.
Okay. All right. Stacey, what do you think? I hate this, but I think it's A. I think there was more than one attempt. But Stacey, what do you think? Let's see.
So yeah, it was A. There was only one assassination attempt made on King's life. B. King's last public speech foretold his death. C. King's mother was also slain by a bullet. And D. Members of King's family do not believe that James Earl Ray acted alone.
Okay. All right. Stacey wisely has decided, I'm not going to play with the tantruming lady. Who's like, I need to research.
She saw your behavior. Is like, I gotta.
Like, if you're Googling, I don't even know what to say to you. So I'm going to go with A. A is my answer. What do you think, James?
Well, that is true. So, I mean, there was not only one. The guy was getting all kinds of assassination attempts.
Right.
He narrowly escaped an assassination attempt a decade before his death. There was several instances. There was a woman who asked if he was Martin Luther King Jr. and he said yes. And she's like, I've been looking for you for 5 years. And she plunged a 7-inch letter opener into his chest. The tip of the blade came to rest alongside his aorta, and King underwent hours of delicate emergency surgery. And surgeons later told King that just one sneeze could have punctured the aorta and killed him. And he was for weeks, healing up from that one. And then in 1958, while at a book signing, he was stabbed by a mentally ill woman. And again, the knife was so close to his aorta. So just. Oh wait, no, these are the same instances. So it's the same instance. Oof,
okay. Well, but still awful.
Once is enough. Once enough.
All of this. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, and that his last public speech foretold his death. They say he just. I mean, again, he was getting so many different death threats. If you've seen the movie Selma, highly recommend. You just see the height and he was living in. So he had this impending sort of doom that was going to be happening. And he said, like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. And that was April 1968.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
And then I mentioned this. King's mother was also slain by a bullet. It was on June 30th, 1974. As 69-year-old Alberta Williams King, she was playing the organ on a Sunday service inside Ebenezer Baptist Church. This guy rose from the front pew, drew 2 pistols, and began to fire shots. One of the bullets struck and killed his mother, who died steps from when her son used to preach about nonviolence. And the deranged gunman said that Christians were his enemy and that although he had received divine instructions to kill King's father, who was in the congregation, he killed King's mother instead because she was closer. There was also a church deacon who died as well. But good goddess, right? Wild.
Lord in
I didn't know
heaven.
about his mom. I didn't know about his mom.
That's okay. All right. And then what about his
the last one? Yeah, members of his family, they do not believe James Earl Ray acted alone. Coretta believed that the mafia and local, state, federal government agencies were deeply involved in the murder. She did praise the results of a 1999 civil trial in which a Memphis jury decided the assassination was the result of a conspiracy and that Ray was set up to take the blame. And then a U.S. Department of Justice investigation released in 2000 reported no evidence of a conspiracy, but I'm going to side with the Kings on this one.
Yeah, sure am. Okay. Ay. That is all heartbreaking.
Well, we got two more. You up for it?
Ready. Here we go.
All right. Here's some. Okay. Again, one of these is not true. So we're playing 3 truths and 1 lie. He always knew he wanted to become a preacher, following the footsteps of his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. They were all Baptist ministers. So that's the first one. One of these is not true. B, he was a Trekkie. He loved his Star Trek. He was a Trekkie.
at that. Also, James, David has joined us. David, we're so happy to have you.
David, welcome to Get On Up here on Backchannel. We are playing a quiz based on Martin Luther King Jr. You're just in time to help Renee out because she's sweating and she's tempted to Google the answers.
My hands where you can see them because I was Googling. I was Googling the answers, David.
She was Googling and I had to call her out. It's not how we play. Yes. All right. So you don't need Google. You got David and you got Stacy. Who could ask or need for more? All right. He was a Trekkie. B. C. He won a Grammy.
Okay.
D. He spent his wedding night in a funeral home. Which one of these is not true? A. He always knew he wanted to become a preacher.
Right.
B. He was a Trekkie. C. He won a Grammy. Or D. He spent his wedding night in a funeral home.
Yes.
Yeah, and Stacy is right. Who needs Google when you have her to help you out by name?
Stacey, when you're right. When you're right. All right, Stacy, what do we think about this one? Do we think it is always wanted to be a preacher, was a Trekkie, spent his wedding night in a funeral home? Which one of those is a lie?
Okay, so you missed one because always want to be a preacher, a Trekkie, won a Grammy, spent his wedding night in a funeral home.
Okay. You think, and Stacy thinks the lie is always wanted to be a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
But if he went, I mean, I guess based off that degree that we've learned, Stacy, and you know what? I'm going to go with Stacy. If Stacy thinks A, then I think A. Let's do A.
Always see, Stacy's right. Who needs Google when you got Stacy? Stacy is right. He actually wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer. Actually,
look at that.
So
I was right about the law degree.
Yeah, okay. All comes back. Yes, but he didn't get it. I mean, he wanted to, but maybe this is what you're thinking. You're like, I remember hearing young Martin. You're like, I remember hearing him say he wanted to be a doctor or lawyer. So that's where it is.
Remember that part. That's fascinating. Look at didn't want to be a preacher, but were both his grandpa and his dad preachers?
Yep, his father, his grandfather, and great grandfather were all Baptist ministers. So it would have been a lot to break that cycle. Good job, Stacy. Way to help Renee because she would have gotten it wrong without you.
Yeah, we know.
So he was a total Trekkie. He was such a nerd. He was in fact, fun fact. He is the one that persuaded Nichelle Nichols to stay on the show. She was going to leave after the first season. She played Yohara. She was going to leave. And Martin was such a fan. He was like, you have to stay on the show. It is making such a huge impact in terms of like representation and showing like a Black woman up in space, click-clacking on these things. Like it was a huge deal. And so he's the one that talked Nichelle Nichols into sticking around on Star Trek.
I had not heard that before. I love that. That's incredible. Okay, wait, keep going through the rest
of them.
And
it was Martin. Yeah, and then he did win. He won a Grammy. Dr. King sang with his. What was it? He sang with his church choir as a kid. But it was in 1971 that he won a Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album. It was given for this is 1971 after his passing, and it was Why I Oppose the War in Vietnam. His spoken word album that had gotten put together.
Amazing.
And then the funeral home in 1953. The honeymoon suites that permitted Black folks didn't exist. So Martin Luther King Jr. and his new bride Coretta, they had to go. The only place that they could go and sleep in was a funeral home for that night.
Cool.
Talk about romantic.
Cool. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. I am so sorry. I am mortified. Yes.
Well,
continue.
There you are. That's our quiz for today. Stacy, do you feel like you learned a little bit more about Dr. King? Renee, what are your thoughts, reactions on your quiz? I wasn't keeping track of your score, but I think that maybe you passed.
Yeah. I don't know that I did, but you know what's so interesting is that there's so many phenomenal documentaries that are out there that I've watched, but not recently. And so I am inspired by what I've learned today, but I also know what I will be Ruby Tuesdaying this evening. So I can go watch all this.
Yeah, that's actually a great Ruby Tuesday. There's so many amazing documentaries and films about King. And yeah, Stacey also feels like they learned a little bit more. And Stacey, you did really well. You helped out Renee a lot. You did really, really good on that. So thank you, Stacey. Right, we love it. Here we are.
You put together such a good quiz. That was wonderful. Excellent work. Nice job.
Anything for the Get On Uppers.
I also have big news for you. It's
What's
past
up?
the 8 o'clock hour. It's
We've
past
done
the 8 o'clock hour.
We passed the 8 o'clock hour. Yes, absolutely. And look, Aaron has just joined. We passed the 8 o'clock hour. Aaron just joined. Aaron, you missed our Martin Luther King Jr. quiz, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll get you for the next one.
It's okay, Aaron.
I feel like the timing of that was a little too perfect. Aaron's like, "Oh, the quiz is over."
All right, that's good. You know what, though, James? I don't think that is a reflection of your quiz. Aaron says, "Hi, everyone." Hi, everyone.
Hi, Aaron.
I think that Aaron spared him the floundering Renee, not James's quiz. I think, if anything, that's what he wanted to.
If this was the Aaron from last week's Jam You Line quiz, maybe you're better. I don't know if you remember. Wasn't that helpful on your quiz?
I think Aaron is wildly helpful. James, second hour, 8 o'clock.
Here we are.
The fun is not over. There is so much more to do.
Oh my God, so much.
Do you want a review? If people, Aaron is only here to betray me. I am here to betray Renee, Aaron says, and I respect it. And I would like a heckler for that exact purpose, just to lead me astray and make me spiral more. That's all I want. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Well,
they're just coming in, again, welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam, James Arthur M, and we've got Renee Colvert here as well. We're right here on Backchannel, so if you're like, what am I? What is this place? How can I also comment and talk to people? Yes, you can do that. So you can just yell comment into your device, just as Aaron and Stacey have been doing. Welcome. You could say comment, and then the words that come out of your mouth, we're going to see them. We're going to talk to them. We're going to talk to you. We're going to say all the things. And then we all encourage you all to leave a review by going to www.backchannel.tv and hit the leave a review button. Feedback is a gift. We want to hear from you about what you like in the show. Did you like the quiz today? Do you want more quizzes? Because we got more coming at you like Cleopatra.
We sure do. Hey, yeah, go ahead and weigh in on whether or not I should be able to Google during a quiz in that review.
Yeah, very curious. Please leave. Yes, Renee should be able to Google. Renee, if I see that there's a comment written by not Renee.
Right. Oh, no, it's certainly not Renee at 4426. Renee should be able to Google. That's my review.
During the quiz. That's all it is. Oh, Renee.
Not a review. Not a review. You asked for feedback, and I gave it to you. It's not fun. It's not fun for anybody to Google during a quiz. I'm embarrassed. The reason I'm making such a to-do about it is I'm embarrassed. Okay, it's okay. You live, you learn, you grow, you move on. James.
Renee, what did you see in the news? So we're going to switch over to today. I saw headline news. Renee, what have you seen in the news you saw this weekend? What's going on? What are you seeing?
If you're following this, but did you see that the Academy Awards, the Oscars, tweeted out, hey, who do you want to host this year? Which is delightful and very
crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing. They're like, who should we... Because they're like, we mess it up every year. You hate it, or they're Kevin Hart, and they said all these terrible things about gay people. And welcome, Steve. Oh, welcome, Steve, to the to Get On Up. I got distracted because Aaron, in response to Renee's question that she read about the tweet that the Academy Awards has tweeted out, who do they want to host the Oscars? Aaron just said, I want James to host. Wow.
And when Aaron's right, he's right. He might be betrayed, but he is correct about who should host the Oscars, and it should be you. Of course, it should be you.
I'm ready.
You ready? You ready? Yeah. And you look sharp.
I got gold shoes. I got gold shoes.
Yes. There's no excuse. It should. Yeah. Let's start that campaign here and now. James for Oscars host. You heard it here first. Absolutely. So I'm going to tell you about this article that was remiss to mention your name, but I think, and I don't want to give this writer too much of the benefit of the doubt, I think it's because he was like, well, I don't want to state the obvious. It's obviously going to be Jam. Yeah. James Arthur M is clearly going to be the host, but the article is from The Independent. It says, who will host the 2022 Oscars? And it is based on this tweet that they sent out. And he sort of went over what the public has said. Do you want to hear?
Yes, I do want to hear.
All right. So the public, they messed up, but I think it was just because they're like, well, we're just going to do what you always do. I don't think they meant it when they said this, but they did say Jimmy Kimmel. That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. They're just like, I mean, if you're going to do what you're always going to do, then I guess I just want to get it right. So they said Jimmy Kimmel.
Or they meant to say me, but they said Jimmy Kimmel. This happens. It's sort of like there was a newspaper that put the wrong Michelle Williams. They're like, Michelle Williams is singing at the county fair here in Houston. And they had a picture of, it's supposed to be Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, but they put white actress Michelle Williams up instead. So I feel like it's one of those situations. Again, it could be poor Michelle, right? Michelle. They're like, didn't someone proofread it and be like, Michelle Williams is singing? What? That doesn't make any sense. Michelle Williams was in Destiny's Child?
Is that the one? Is that the very one? So in this article, they have done the pros and cons of this suggestion. So the pro would be Jimmy's done it before and he doesn't have to travel very far. It's just right across the street from where his studio is. The con would be if the attempt is to freshen up the show, this is the worst choice you could possibly make.
Because he's done it already. It's another, like, we've seen this. We've seen this.
We don't need it. Okay. Now, There's
also a big campaign for. I don't want to jump the gun. Are you gonna?
James, I'm presenting a story. I'm presenting a thing, and you are being very helpful. And I would love to hear your suggestion. What do you think? Yes. What? Yes. Let's hear it. Yes.
No. You keep doing your segment. You keep doing it. You're great. I love it. No. You totally just first grade teachered me. Oh, would you like to teach the class? No, I don't, Ms. Colbert.
I'd make it more fun if you let me, but I'd have a better time if I could do it. And you're not wrong. And you are not wrong. So please.
I'd have a better time if I could do it. Oh, okay, sorry you bring out the 6-year-old boy in me, and I made you to become the teacher.
I respect it more than anything in the world, and I genuinely do want to hear what host do you think that may or may not be in this article? Yes,
Nicole Kidman.
Really? Okay. Thank God you chimed in because I have not heard that. And who's saying that?
There's a huge campaign right now to get Nicole Kidman to host a huge campaign. So much, in fact, people then questioned her because you got to run you through the gamut. It's like you're running for president, right? So people bring up all your stuff. They're going through all your old tweets, all your old work, and they've been questioning Nicole on. I don't know if any of you've been to the AMC movie theaters recently, but Nicole Kidman, for whatever reason, is the spokesperson for AMC movies.
It's very funny.
Please let us know if you've gone to the theaters and you know what I'm talking about, or you've seen it on the interwebs. Say, yes, I've seen it. It's very awkward. And Nicole Kidman goes into an empty theater and she's like, this is the only place to really get the full feeling of the movies. And then she's watching Jurassic World. It was just like, what is that her favorite movie? And she's like, she's like, it's romantic and fun. And we're just like, but Jurassic World. Aaron said, yes. Yeah, it's really weird. And
very
people
bizarre.
were asking her about it because she's up in the running to possibly host the Oscars.
I'm so curious. And now I had not heard that. Now, could you accept this if it was Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball from the Ricardos?
I think that would probably have me tune in less because I don't know how I feel about. I haven't seen the Ricardos. I haven't seen the Ricardos. Welcome to Liam, I believe it is. Liam, welcome to Backchannel. I am Jam. This is Renee. We're talking about who should host the Oscars. And Nicole Kidman just came up. And Renee was like, should she do it as Lucille Ball? Because that's who she's playing in the movie. I haven't seen it yet. I love Nicole Kidman. I like her in accidental comedic roles when she's trying to be comedic. It doesn't like when she did Bewitched. I was like, no, I was rooting for this, and this hasn't really hit.
But hilarious in Big Little Lies. Yes, agreed.
Hilarious in Big Little Lies. That's what I love for her. Or Moulin Rouge. she's hilarious in Moulin Rouge, and I don't even think she's like when she's rolling around on the ground and trying to get him to do that poetry. It's just hilarious. It's great.
Best time.
And then I haven't signed on to being with the Ricardos because Javier Bardem plays Ricky Ricardo, but he's Spanish. Ricky Ricardo's Cuban.
I haven't watched it either. Agreed. And I think that's for that exact reason. I think there's like 5 suggestions in this article. Do you want to run through them real quick of who else? Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter sent?
What's
this one? I love this one. Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, yes. I thought you were saying here's what Tiffany Haddish said, but the answer is Tiffany Haddish. Okay,
Tiffany Haddish to host the Oscars.
That's a great one.
Pros, she's perfect. She's perfect is the pros. The con is, and I wonder if you agree with this, is she too funny to host the Oscars?
Yeah. She might be more of a Golden Globes pick, which I know the award is trash. Sure. But because it's like that one's fun, let the hair down. Is she too funny? But you know what? I think to your point, because the original thesis is that they want something new and refreshing. And I think because the Golden Globes is so trash and off the air right now, now's the time to steal what works from that show. Make the Oscars more fun. If they get Tiffany Haddish to host, they're going to get a lot new viewers. A lot.
You're not. Yes. 100%. You make such a good point about that because of these people, and I'll sort of scroll through. They were also saying Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, and they're like, oh, but we don't want to be conflated with the Golden Globes. But I think you make the good point of like, you do the good parts. Absolutely do that. Bring it in. Have a little more fun. Give everybody a cocktail. Let's enjoy ourselves here. Okay. You're completely correct. Steve Martin and Martin Short, probably not because they've done it before. We don't need that. And
Whoopi Goldberg?
No, it should be. Whoopi Goldberg would be great. I need you to get back on Twitter so that you can chime in and say this. Twitter also suggested that James Franco and Anne Hathaway get a second chance. In that, I love that this author put pros, everyone deserves a second chance. Cons, they definitely do not deserve a second chance.
Certainly yes, I'm with that. Yeah, I would. Please don't. And like, also, there was such a moment when they were like the hot ticket of the town. You know, like their moment is kind. It's gone.
I love it. Oh yeah. No, they should be gone. And the final one, I don't know.
Oh, there's another one. Yes.
No. I mean, it's Tiffany Haddish. That's the answer. But the final one, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this comedian. Her name is Meg Stalter. Do you know her?
Oh, I'm gonna Google, but we're not doing a quiz, so this.
No, by
now's the appropriate time to Google.
Google Meg Stalter, only to familiarize yourself with it. She did, so she's a comedian who does a bunch of bits on her Instagram, and of that, she played her agent pitching her as the host. And it was various phrases just like, God, you guys are picky. No, she hasn't been in a movie. She knows what a movie is. And just like a bunch of little fun jabs at herself to do it. But then Twitter was just like, yeah, she's funny. So those are
great, funny, comedic headshots.
Yeah,
that's what I just Googled her. She got,
Meg Stalter. And check her. Keep an eye on her.
Yep. And listen, Stacey's right there with you that Renee, everyone deserves a second chance, no matter who they are. Even Anne Hathaway and James Franco.
Okay. All right. Now,
did not have a great.
I love you so much. My goal in life is to win you over. I want to be your friend. I do gently disagree. Absolutely do not let them have a second chance. Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Don't do that.
So you're not. Yeah. Okay. Renee's definitely getting off the Oscar train if they show up and they're hosting. Renee's like, this was a mistake.
You've got yourself in all kinds of trouble, my friend.
So you're going to, because there are two different schools of thoughts, and both can be true. Both Stacey and Renee are going to bridge the peace between the two of you. Your fear. Okay. So yes, most people do believe a second chance, but at the same time, I'd like to throw this at you, and maybe this is not my mantra for today, but when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time.
Yes. Maya Angelou.
And so Maya Angelou, yeah. And Oprah often requotes that as well. So perhaps for Renee's like, listen, they showed me who they really are. They're a terrible host. Yeah. And so I don't want to see that again. But Stacey's like, everyone deserves forgiveness. So
I appreciate that. I forgive them. I just am not going to let them do it again. That's all.
That's true. I think both can. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They can go. They can. How about this? Meet in the middle. they can hand out one of the awards. We'll make a bit about it.
I love that. I love it.
So they're there. How about that? So they're there, and yes. So Aaron says Renee will personally prevent them from repeating that mistake. Renee's not letting them in. Even if they're name the host, Renee's like, I'm sorry, I can't.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I love you so much. And here is a gift bag, but no. Thank you.
You do still get a gift bag. Okay,
right, James, what's the headline that you've seen?
So we maybe should have led with mine because yours is fun and mine is not going to be fun. I have a fun one, but we're going to save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wildin' Wednesday, and in our segment, we're going to figure out who's wildin'. I don't know if you all have been seeing this in the news, but Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears are feuding publicly on social media this past weekend, and it has been the wild. So we're going to get to that tomorrow. Tomorrow for time. We will not have time to get to it today, but study up. I would love for you. We're going to figure out here on Get On Up which one of the Spears is wildin'. And which one?
I can't wait to hear what you say.
Oh, it's a lot. It's insane. So we've got screen grabs of the tweets and the social media posts. Read up, study up. We'll be back there tomorrow. But today I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the big news over the weekend. It was so heartbreaking to see, but it has a positive ending. So we're gonna go to a dark place, but please know that there's a positive ending here. We'll be missing Stacy for that 10 o'clock hour. Hopefully we'll get to do it sooner, Stacy, so we can get you in for that wildin'. But there was there was a hostage situation this past weekend in Stacy's home state, Texas. There, a Texas rabbi with ties to Michigan says he and 3 hostages escaped the synagogue standoff, and the big way he was able to do it. So the Rabbi Charlie Crichton Walker, essentially they were in this standoff for, it was like 10 hours that they were in the standoff. They were being held hostage. And essentially he ended up throwing a chair at the gunman, and that allowed them to escape. And he credits the rabbi credits his survival came from his active shooter training that he had been getting, and so they've been taking these active shooter trainings, and so he threw the chair at the terrorists so that they could finally escape. And so he said, in the last hour of our hostage crisis, the gunman became increasingly belligerent and threatening, and so he was like, the guy wasn't getting what he wanted. It didn't look good. It didn't sound good. We were terrified. And so then he said that he remembered the security training warning that, and this is this is kind of the times that we're living in. Don't mean to get all dark and gloomy, but I want everyone to be safe and live their best life. And then he said, in the training, they said, when your life is threatened, you need to do whatever you can to get to safety. So when your life is threatened, you need to do whatever you can to get to safety. And that's when, the moment came when the guy, he was like, it's just time. It's time. So he threw the chair at the gunman and headed for the door. And I guess right before he did it, because the guy was like, stand up, and he mouthed no. And he made sure the other 3 people were also safe, that they were ready to go. So everyone was kind of on this moment. They're like, now's our chance. Now this is what's going to happen. And all 3 were able to get out without even a shot being fired.
Wow. That's absolutely incredible.
And to highlight, they weren't released or freed. They escaped.
Yeah. It's the whole story is astounding. I think, and another element of this the whole way that he got in the first place was that the rabbi was being kind and offered him tea, and was just like, oh, they need shelter, so let's help them. It's just, guys, I can't.
Similar to the massacre that happened in South Carolina, as well, with the Baptist church, and I think it was, I don't like to repeat that guy's name, but the guy came in and they had invited him in, and he, that one hit really close to home because I grew up in a Baptist church, right? And there is that spirit, and I'm sure, and these are terrorist attacks. The point is to strike terror. It's heartbreaking, and so I think the one positive limelight, like a few, one, thank goddess they made it out okay. And I think it's sort of, I encourage everybody at this point, just the realities of our world is we all should take active shooter drills, just as like, you know, as much as you take CPR tests and things like that, because this just showed that worked. He was able, and it was his training that had kicked in.
Right. Man, that's the guy's a hero. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for all of them. This is a theme that we discussed a little bit last week, but when you put yourself in that situation, you're just like, I think I am a coward. The amount of strength and bravery that it would take to do such a thing is just it's extraordinary, and I'm sorry that they had to, but that's it's amazing. I'm so glad they're okay.
Yes, yeah. And so I do like the good news part out of it. So there that is. There that is. So woof. All right. Woo. So we got our news for today. We got our headlines. I mean, Renee, I had to bring this up. I'd be remiss if I you
absolutely have to. It would be negligent of us not to be like, I don't know, anything happened this weekend? Like, you have to. You simply have to. I am deeply relying on you. I'm like, well, James is going to bring we talked about this before we started the show. I was like, James brings the meat and potatoes, and I put sprinkles on top of it. Rainbow sprinkles that don't belong on meat and potatoes.
We ate the sprinkles before we had the meat and the potatoes. But Renee, can you take us to our next segment? Take us to our next segment.
Nothing more. If you're like, this is a little heavy, I need to be inspired. We got you. We're going to talk about the top 5 most inspirational films that are a little MLK affiliated. A little bit, hey.
No, you're right. You are right. This is what we discussed. I, Amelia Bill, did this because some of mine are not MLK adjacent. Because it is MLK. We're still celebrating MLK. Yes. Renee, you did it right. I did it wrong. So let's hear it.
Well, together as a team. And I have to say, guess what time it is? It's Kate time. Kate's here. Fake time.
Our favorite. Hi, Kate. Hello. She can't hear me, but
hold on. We're gonna pause real quick. I forgot to put his collar on him. Hold, please. He's naked.
That's fine. Oh, we gotta get that. Okay. Well, we're here live. I feel like Jurassic Park when the guy leaves the kids and they will say the line, he left us. 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 I was just reciting Jurassic Park.
Exactly. Yeah. 1 second. Okay, you got it.
Oh, there's still more.
So sorry.
It's busy in the Culvert house today.
I'm so sorry about that. Kate is endlessly patient and kind with me. Tugboat, this dog of mine, I love him so much, but on the days that he doesn't go to camp, he'll just hang out at the door, and I want to go. And then when Kate comes to take him to camp, he came over to me and he's like, I don't want to go.
Oh, see, that's the kiddos.
What are we gonna do with this? Okay. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you so much. Get on uppers. Thanks for grabbing a glimpse at my life. Now, James, top 5 inspirational films. Now, maybe I, Amelia Bedelia, did it because I was thinking that together as a team we would get to 5. Did I understand that correctly?
I have 5 and you have 5.
3. I have 3. Great. So top 8 inspirational films. But I think it'll work.
I also like to hear from you that get on uppers. What are your top 5 inspirational movies, or what's an inspirational movie that you love, that you're like, this movie sticks out to you? What is an inspirational movie that you absolutely love, you're feeling? Aaron, Stacy, would love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite inspirational movies? Renee, I would love to hear your 3.
Well, yes, thank you. So, or I was thinking, because you have 5 and I have 3, do you want me to weave in between yours?
No, I just want all of yours right now.
You just want all of mine. Okay. These are over, because an inspiration of overcoming adversity, like odds with the likes of which I will never have to deal with, and the sort of persistence with which you conduct yourself. So the first one is such a good movie, is Hidden Figures. You've seen that one, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's on my cutoff. It didn't make my list. So I'm glad it made yours.
It could have
Hidden
made the list.
Figures. Yes, about the black lady of they're not astronauts, the physicists who helped us get to the moon, who are often left out of the conversation out of history.
Quick synopsis: 3 brilliant African American women of NASA serve as the brains behind the greatest operations in history, the launch of astronaut John Glenn into orbit. They did it.
There you go. They did it. They did it. I love it. Let us know. The Pursuit of Happiness. Is it on your inspirational list? Have you seen it? Do you love it? Comment. We can't wait to hear. What else you got on your list, Renee?
I also love Loving. Did you see that one?
I haven't, Renee. I got to make a note. I plan on watching it this year. It's I am.
It is, so this movie it came out a few years ago, but it's the story of an interracial couple, Richard and Mildred Loving. That was their last name, Loving. And the absolute I was about to say not heaven, but the opposite of it, that they had to go through to be together is extraordinary. In both, I cannot believe that, and also look what you will do for love is incredible. So Loving is amazing.
The idea is like you said, they're an interracial couple. They were not allowed to be married. In fact, some states even had on the books as late as 2000 that you're not allowed to marry someone outside. Like Black people couldn't marry white people. Like that was the law of the land. Right. Up until there was even still a state until 2000 that still had that on the books.
Right.
Wild.
It is, and it'll boggle your mind. You're like that. They have to have the timing of this wrong. That can't be right, because it's based on a true story. So it's a fictional movie. It's not a documentary. But they have, they do the thing where they put words in text of like, here's what it took now, and here's where they are now, and you just look at the screen like, I cannot believe that. It's extraordinary. It's extraordinary.
In June, there is Loving Day, which celebrates that was the court case that struck down these laws, started to strike down these laws that were forbidding people of different races to be able to be married.
Right. Which is, and it's just good. The acting's phenomenal. The story.
Ruth. I don't feel comfortable pronouncing her last name, but Ruth is great. Ruth N. Well,
yes.
I get it wrong.
Just amazing.
Just
amazing.
She's also in Passing. Passing is also great. It's on Netflix. Her and Tessa Thompson playing women of color trying to who were passing in the 1920s, which was a big thing. But passing meant that you were fair-skinned enough that you could pass as a white person, and it meant that you had, safety, or you could get into certain areas and spaces that you wouldn't normally be allowed to. The tension is so high in that movie because the stakes are so high. Her and Tessa Thompson are in it. Fabulous, amazing film. So good.
Amazing. I also, on her IMDb, I saw that she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I was wondering if you watched that.
Oh, yep. That's how I first got to know her. She was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yep, she was great. She played this sort of an antagonist. I won't give her. She's too talented to be just a villain, but she was. It's so wild that Ruth was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Not even like a big Marvel movie. This like little tiny teeny show. She was on there for like a season or two. She was also, I believe, on the TV show The Misfits. Am I right about that? Do you see that on her?
Right. Let's see. I don't see here because we got Loving, we got Passing, we got Breakfast on Pluto.
I'm pretty sure she is. Yeah, probably she was on Misfits. It was a show. Yep, she was. It was a show, a British show, and it's about there was a lightning storm and a bunch of people get powers, but it's like it's very dark and twisted. But she was in it for a spell. But that's how I first saw her, and then saw her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've been back in her.
I mean, you have successfully at that. Okay, and I got one last one. This one is a documentary. Did you watch What Happened, Miss Simone? That documentary?
Oh, the Nina Simone one?
The Nina Simone one. Yeah.
It is a good one.
People that knew her daughters, such a talented artist, but such an activist, and just, I don't know, it's inspirational, and the things that she had to fight for, my God. But it's just, I don't know, it's captivating, and there's a lot of footage that you haven't seen before that is in it, and they did such a good job with it. So, What Happened, Miss Simone? That's my last one.
So good. Well, since you have 3, I'm gonna put on. That means there's still space for 2 on yours. So I'm gonna throw.
Put 2 on. Put 2 on mine. Which ones did I leave off?
Too many. I had too many. I'm gonna put Selma, which is a really great movie directed by Ava DuVernay, about Martin Luther King and his march in Selma and around that time period. So good, so beautiful. Highly recommend. Ava DuVernay's third film that she had directed. She had been doing just like indie short films, and that was her first like big one.
Ava's
okay. I have too many on my list, so don't judge me.
No.
All right.
No, I would never. Let's hear it.
I have the Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith, also based on a true story about a Black father who's homeless and just trying to do his best by his to raise his kid and just keep his family together. It's so inspiring, and it's one of those ones that like, okay, my life isn't. I am so blessed. I have so many like really great things going on like in my life. So the Pursuit of Happiness, highly recommend.
You'll cry every time. It's so good. So good.
Yeah. Okay. Slumdog Millionaire is on my list. Slumdog Millionaire. I saw it on an airplane, but it's just such a feel-good, inspirational movie. And again, set in India and also deals with the caste system. So they have a, system of where certain people lie on it. And it's very similar to here in the United States, our caste system, which is on race. They have one over there in India, and so you can see different parallels, but essentially this kid just really, it's a feel-good story. It's a happy ending. Slumdog Millionaire always makes me feel so good.
It's great. 2 for 2. You're 2 for 2.
This is so interesting, and I think I look at it because I'm like grateful that is not my current life and experience. It's rough, but I would say 12 Years a Slave. I think the journey that he goes through, and as yes, we are still dealing with a lot of systemic racism issues and things like that. It just makes me so proud for like my ancestors who came before me, and I'm not having to pick cotton right now in this moment, right? I'm not being whipped. There's a gratitude that comes with it, which also Amistad, if you've ever seen it, it's about a slave ship that revolted against their captors, and when they arrived, they had they're like, and they were put on trial. And it's a really inspiring story. Again, like overcoming just the worst experiences and odds over like just a society and culture that was not designed for you. It's challenging, but for me, I go back to it's challenging to watch sometimes, but sometimes you need to, like as Viola Davis so eloquently said in her Golden Globe speech, exhume the bodies. And that has like stuck with me. And it's about, yes, go back to the past and lift up these stories, these folks, and let's not repeat that again, or let's learn from what their experiences were. So
yeah, exhume the bodies. What a good quote. That's incredible. That's 12 Years a Slave is it's sorry about the trash truck. The timing, the trash truck of the timing. The notion of complaining because they don't have the right cookie at your bakery is go after watching those. It's like, no. It's good because it also puts everything into perspective.
Puts it all into perspective. And here's where I start not understanding the assignment. I have a tie between Remember the Titans and Mighty Ducks. I felt like I needed to put something inspirational on because they're like a ragtag team of people trying to figure it out. Remember the Titans is a little bit more grounded in that it's also dealing with like segregation of like the 1960s and that. But Mighty Ducks is just, they were bad at sports and then they got good through hard work and determination.
I love perfect. Yes, absolutely. That's that'll inspire you all the live long day. Also, great soundtracks on those movies. Terrific. Now, granted, I realize that is an old person thing to say, but they're great. They're great soundtracks.
We love it. And then I also have Moana. Again, I misunderstood the assignment, but Moana has just such an inspirational in terms of I was in New York pursuing my dreams and in a bad space. Sometimes I've been out there pursuing your dreams and it's just not working out. You're like, what am I doing? And so I'm watching Moana and there's this beautiful moment. She's trying to go and get her treasure for her family. It's kind of a little bit kind of like The Alchemist in a little bit way. She's trying to get her treasure for her family, and as she's on this boat, the spirits of the ancestors are there, and her grandmother says pretty much you can keep going or you can return back home. Either way, we love you. We're proud of you. And I looked over and saw a picture of my grandmother, and I could she'd passed away. And I just felt my grandmother telling me that same thing, that listen, you can keep trying to get your treasure here in New York, or you can come back home. Either way, we love you no matter what. And Moana kept pushing forward, and I also kept pushing forward as well. So
yes,
there you have it. Afonso, welcome to Get On Up with Jam and Renee. We just covered our top inspirational movies in honor of Martin Luther King week. We're going to do a full week celebrating MLK. Full week.
Love it. I love it. It deserves a month. Absolutely. A year. Moana, I also love the theme of that is also you can't see how to get to the horizon. You just have to get into the water. That you're not going to know every step that you have to take to get to your goal. A lot of good messages in that Moana. We love it so much.
And sometimes you just got to have the rock to sing and dance nearby you. All right, Renee, we're already at our last segment. Can you help us? And Afonso, if you have an inspirational movie, we'd love to hear from you. Renee, what did we name? We named The Pursuit of Happiness, Remember the Titans, Mighty Ducks, 12 Years a Slave, Slumdog Millionaire, Moana,
Hidden Figures, Loving, What Happened, Miss Simone. All the good ones. Ones.
Renee, I gotta say, you slam dunked this assignment.
Hey, thank you so much. I genuinely
got
these movies. I am still gonna. Selma would probably be so that I can nail a MLK Jr. quiz. I feel like Selma would be helpful. Do you have any other recommendations for people who would like to win a Martin Luther King Jr. quiz?
Yes, there's Our Friend Martin is another one. It's actually for kids, but it gets a little bit intense. There's also a documentary on Netflix. It's like Martin Luther King in Color, I think it's called. But you get to see documentary. It's all footage of MLK, and it's all in color, and it's just so interesting to get to see this actual footage of him. Or is it King in the Wild? I forget the name of it, but you can't really go wrong with any of these Dr. King documentaries.
No, you sure can. Okay, well, that's going to be my Ruby Buffy Tuesday. I'm gonna Martin Luther King week. I'll watch one every night.
There you go. You got something. You got something for you. Yeah.
James, I have to tell you, I'm looking at the clock. 8:46. We are rounding the bend on another show. We're just about done, but we have to leave with some gentle reminders. We have to leave with some inspiration. It's a protocol we've set. We got to do it. Are you ready for it?
I am ready. Yes.
Gentle reminder. Okay. So in this, in keeping with the theme, and it's a little heavy. I got a heavy reminder. It's not a light breezy reminder. It's a heavy reminder. You up for it?
Yes, I am. Okay. Give it to me.
So this is from an activist. Her name is Loretta Ross. And if you are a podcast listener, I like a podcast called 10% Happier, which is great. They also have phenomenal meditation apps. But Loretta was about a year ago, right after the insurrection. She was a guest on 10% Happier. And she spoke a lot about how do you handle this and the difference between calling in and calling out, and how do you navigate such different thoughts and feelings and forgiveness. And so this is a very heavy, gentle reminder, but something that I need to practice is that, and this is her quote, when you ask people to give up hate, then you have to be there for them when they do. Because I think that is the hardest part of if your enemy is just like, you're right, I'm sorry, help. You have spent so much time hating them and being so angry at them that then you have to drop the rope and be like, okay, and now I'm going to help you. So when you ask people to give up hate, then you have to be there for them when they do. I think that could also apply to, siblings who are just like, you got to give me happiness. And then they're like, okay, there you go. And you're like, okay, well, now you can't be mad at them because they did give you the cake. So you got to stop being mad.
Yeah, that's so hard. It's I always say you got to give space and grace for people. So like you said, someone who's trying to make atonement, we have to then practice that forgiveness, like Stacey was talking about earlier, right? That forgiveness is so key. We still don't know, Stacey, if that might forgive James Franco and Anne Hathaway for the way that they hosted the Oscars. We just might not let them host again. But
I'm there for you. I'm here to help you find something you would be great at.
Yeah, we'll let them present. Okay. But yeah, you've got to give you've got to give people space and grace. People are doing their best, especially if they do, right? If they own up to it, hey, I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best here. Great. If they just keep doing the same buggery that they were doing before, to use a British term for our British listeners.
Buggery. Okay.
I should probably Google that, because sometimes those words, you think they mean those British words. I could be saying something wildly inappropriate.
I think you might be okay, but yes. All right.
Buggery? I don't know. It might be. We'll find out tomorrow. So mine is I am enough. That is my gentle reminder, my mantra. I am enough. Say it with me. I am enough. Say comment. I am enough. Would love to hear it in the chat. Yes. Everybody, Aaron, say it right there so we can just see a flood of comments. I am enough. There it is. Look at Aaron.
From Aaron. We love it.
So true. So true. Stacey, let's hear you say it too. I am enough. Renee, say it. I am enough.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I say this to myself it is literally the broken record in my head all the time, because I don't necessarily always believe it, but fake it till you make it, right? I'm in the gym seeing these guys, bigger, better bodied, and I can see myself judging myself, and I just go, I am enough. I am enough. Or moments when I'm feeling awkward or insecure, or like, oh, that guy is really cute, and I'm doing the robot over here. I just go, I am enough. I am enough. Like, I constantly have it going on in my head anytime I'm feeling insecure or anything like that. Just I am enough as a broken record is the thing. Quentin, you came in just in time. We are going over our gentle reminders. I just shared one. I am enough. Renee, I already forgot yours. I'm sorry.
No. I am enough is the one to lead the way. And then mine's just a gentle. When people give up hate, you gotta be there for them. You can't.
That is so on brand with today's MLK theme. Renee, you really were on brand today. I gave you a quiz and was like, now what? I was the true Amelia Bedelia today's episode.
Disagree. I think you are delightful in every way. But you know what? I think our sweet get on uppers are ready to get on up. Should we let them free?
Yes. Well, not before Stacey also chimed in. Stacey's gentle reminder to everybody. Love it, Stacey. So great. Ask for help when you need it. Oh, that's good, Stacey. That is really good. We can sometimes get so caught up into, we have to do it. We put the pressure onto ourselves. I'm going to take that today as I go into work in just a couple of minutes here. I'm going to scooch on over to a new Zoom room, and I'll be at work like that. But yes, ask for help when you need it. Such a good one. Such a good one. We don't take it all on. We don't take it all on. There's people to help. And let that ego go away. Ask for help when you need it. So good.
Certainly do. All right. Well, you guys, it has been another wonderful 2 hours with you. We love you all so much. Happy Ruby Buffett Tuesday to you and yours. We're so excited to see what you had for snacks tonight and what shows you watched tomorrow.
Can't wait. And Renee, a little sneak peek into what we're doing for tomorrow. It's going to be so fabulous. It's going to be Wednesday. So it's the hump day. We'll kick things off with our jam of the day. What's your morning jam, your theme song to get you through the day? We're going to play Rank It. What are your top fast food restaurants? We're going to play How Do I Get Out of This? So you've got situations that you've gotten yourself into already. We're going to help you get out. And then we'll look at the news. This has potential, some good news that has potential. And then we'll play Wildin' or Working It, different people or situations and scenarios. You'll help decide, is this person wildin' or are they working it? And then we have your Wednesday wisdom. And that's what we're doing for Wednesday.
I can't wait. I'm excited. Should we go get ready for it?
Let's go get ready for it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Culver. Thank you so much to our producer, Nick. You're the best. And we will see you guys.
And we just got on up. We did it.
We just got on up. We got on up.